have so many brothers that I cannot count them all. In the valley, the mountains, in the pampas, in the sea, each with their jobs, each with their dreams, with a wide horizon that is always farther. I have so many brothers that I can't count them all, and a beautiful sister whose name is Liberty.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
We have gathered to call attention to the conditions in the concentration camps across this country.
On behalf of our Mayor, Savante Myrick, with the full support of our Common Council, do hereby proclaim July 12th, 2019 to be Lights for Liberty Day in the city of Ithaca.
It takes a village to move us, and we are here collectively to move from a place of shock, of horror, of despair, of grief, to move us all, one and all, to a sustained action beginning tonight, but never, never stopping with just one vigil.
The rights of trans women and other LGBT migrants in these so-called caravans are a queer issue, and these migrants face threats not only along their journey, but are also met with conditions of sexual abuse and denial of medical care that has literally resulted in their death. So let's say their names, say the name of Roxana Hernandez and Joanna Medina Leon, trans women who have died in immigrant detention.
I think that's mostly why we're here, really, to bear witness to the trauma that our government is inflicting on small, innocent children and their mothers and fathers and other family members. And in anger and outrage, we say, we oppose these policies. Let me say it with me. We oppose these policies.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this.
By early 2018, it was becoming clearer by the day that confronting Trump's administration's persecution of immigrants and migrants in the United States required not only direct action, but radical moral witness.
Many of the Muslims in this country and in other parts of the world understand this to very simply be an extension of the Muslim ban. The same policy that puts it in place that declares that some people are worth less than others, somehow less human, and we can do this to them. So this policy of separation of families, this is something that strikes particularly close to us as believing people, and we share this with our friends in the Jewish community and the Christian communities. But our prophet said that a person who separates a child from her mother will be separated from the ones that he loves at the day when we meet our Creator.
The Cayuga Nation has been in the same boat as the refugees. We have all been oppressed, some of us for the last couple hundred years, and we have survived. Don't lose hope. The Haudenosaunee stand with you and hope the detention centers are shut down. We wish you the best of success in closing the camps. May all your candles burn bright.
The long view of history tells us that there is no injustice that can withstand the right mix of legal pressure and social outrage, and we are outraged. Do we accept toddlers being torn apart from their families, thrown into cold and overcrowded cages full of strangers? No. Do we accept young mothers in shirts stained with breast milk being told that they cannot bathe? No! Do we accept sick babies being left for days in shirts that are soiled with vomit and diarrhea? We do not. Young boys, some no older than my own, crying uncontrollably because the agents inside will not stop berating and humiliating them. Young girls, and certainly young boys, being groped and sexually assaulted. You do not speak for us, Mr. Trump, because we do not accept this, not now, not ever.
Stand up for your rights. Stand up for their rights as people, as citizens of the world, and as the country this was for you and me. Stand up. Make this a country for them too. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for what is right. Stand up and show this county, this district, this country, this world, there are people in the United States who care about them and will set it right.
Only a radical break with politics as usual will enable us to combat the forces arrayed against us. Only a democratic socialist alternative can replace the mechanisms of displacement, confinement, militarization, and ecological devastation that threaten the lives of laboring people everywhere. We've just learned that ICE is planning to carry out mass arrests this weekend. We need a national grassroots counterforce to resist this fascist assault. We need to expand rapid response networks. We need civil disobedience, direct action, and acts of sabotage. But we must go beyond that. We need a general strike. We need a general strike. We need a general strike.
Felipe Gomez Alonso, age 8, Guatemala. Juan de Leon Gutierrez, age 16, Guatemala. Wilmer Josue Ramirez Vesquez, age 2.5, Guatemala. Carlos Hernandez Vesquez, age 16, Guatemala. And Valeria Ramirez, age 1, El Salvador. These migrant children have died in detention. Valeria drowned while trying to reach safety. Thank you.
Imposing an economic model based on profit and based on destruction of natural resources and based on creating poverty. I was young when I heard Ronald Reagan, the wealth will trickle down. I haven't got that much from that trickling of wealth. And definitely Central America, Mexico, the third world countries, the world as a whole has not gotten anything from that except poverty.
Somewhere in Texas, a rosary is ripped from a clenched fist. It is removed from a hand the same way fingers are pried open after rigor mortis, gripped tight as fingers through chain link fences. Have you ever seen with your own sorrowful eyes the claw marks on a shower wall? Never again, nunca más. Never again, nunca más, but the rosaries pile like confiscated bones and wedding rings, children removed from the home of unconditional arms, arms that carry hope and youth from birth to promised land, pero la única promesa ha sido roto. Como la familia, como el espíritu. If you remove the heart, how does the body continue?
We need to change that system of profit, the system of oppression.
Bridges are made of many things, connecting me and you. Steel, concrete and cable lines, trust and friendship too. Bridges can bring us together. Bridges can bring us together. Bridges can cross the divide. Bridges can cross the divide. Bridges can bring us to peace. Bridges can bring us to peace. Get us on the same side. Get us on the same side.
We are taught to never let anything like the Holocaust happen again. We are seeing the beginnings of a mass atrocity, and we refuse to wait and see what happens next. They say we refuse. We refuse to wait and see, and we refuse to look away because we know what happens when we look away. But we're also part of a movement, an intersectional movement. A movement whose shoulders we stand on our ancestors' shoulders as a part of this movement. So we're not alone. And so I say be pleased with every little step you take, with every little action you make, but never be satisfied until the words "never again" for everyone feel true.
Bridges can bring us to peace. Get us on the same side. 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 This land is your land. This land is my land.